Is it live yet on Facebook?
Yeah, I just, uh, I just pushed it live. I'm trying to
Uh,
see if I can pull it up on my phone. Um, we're live. We're gonna wait a couple more minutes to see. Well, we're gonna wait a minute or so to see if people join. Let's see, let people join my phone. Um, Let me also set up the banner. All right, so I guess let's get started. What, two? You want to wait 2 minutes in?
yeah, we can wait. How many does it show? How many people are logged on?
Yeah, it looks like three.
Okay,
So we have
including me and you, or
no, I don't think it's including me and you.
okay.
It was just one a second ago, and it popped up to three. So we'll
All right.
wait. Yeah, we might wait a few more seconds to get started. Um, I'm trying to pull it up on my phone. Do you see it on yours?
Shit, I was trying to look for it. Let me see. Okay, I think I got it coming. I can see the notification when I click on it. It's not going there though. Let me see if I just go to my home screen. You put it on your okay, I see. Yeah, I see it now.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me actually go and pull it up myself.
I can see the notification when okay. I see it now. Okay. I mean, it saves the video, so you put it on your. Okay, I see, yeah, you
Yeah,
hear me?
that's fine. All right, so we can go ahead and get started. All right, so we're gonna start this episode of Let's Learn Crypto. I'm Wendell.
And I'm Kendrick, Crypto Kenny as well. That's my
Um,
YouTube moniker.
so this is basically our an open discussion. First of all, so anybody who have any questions, please feel free to ask whatever questions that you may have. But this is just an um, open discussion, just basically learning about crypto. I feel like that with everything that we're hearing about crypto, it is very important that people learn more about it because you hear about it and a lot of people are skeptical, and then some people like make investment mistakes or whatever and end up losing money, and then they're really skeptical about it, and it's usually just because they don't know a lot about it.
Yeah.
So
And
we're
it's
going
like,
to
go ahead. I'm my
go ahead.
bad. Go ahead. I was just saying that it's the like crypto. It's not just about investments. It's actually the new infrastructure of our financial system. How transactions will be made in the future, and so it has a wide-reaching implications across pretty much every industry that you can probably think of.
All right, so as you can see on the screen, these will be the topics, and these are basically topics that are based on what's going on right now, current day, and it'll probably answer a lot of questions that some people may have about maybe what you're seeing in the news or what you're seeing on your social media stream or your social media wall. Of course, the way this goes is I'll give my opinion of it, and of course, Kendrick is going to give his opinion of it. Kendrick will have a little bit more of an insight on a lot of these topics than I do, but for the most part, we're both here to kind of like just try to educate everyone, and hopefully have you prepared for when that time comes. If you want to dive into the cryptocurrency world.
Yeah.
So who's going over the first topic?
You can start it off. So I'll let you, since you came up with these topics, you can go ahead and like just start them out and see where you're going with each topic. I mean, so I can see where you're going with each topic.
Okay. So the first topic is called the cult effect. Now I call it the cult effect because I did a live a while back, and one of the questions that was asked of me was a lady asked me should she get into Dogecoin, and I explained to her why Dogecoin was a bad idea. I told her I wouldn't get into Dogecoin. I told her she could find much better plays like Dogecoin. Just I didn't see any kind of way that it could go higher or whatever, so I wouldn't advise it. I was telling this lady this at 4 cents. We all know what Dogecoin is right now. So I felt kind of crazy telling her that because I was giving her information based on fundamentals, but Dogecoin really doesn't follow any fundamentals. Dogecoin, in my opinion, follows what I believe is the cult effect, and it's just the fundamentals don't matter. It's just a lot of people who are in it, who believe in it, who are like telling more people, and those people are getting in it. And a lot of times they don't even know why they're getting in it. They're just, hey, this is going to make me a lot of money because it made this person a lot of money and it made that person a lot of money. So let me get in it. And just doing that, just getting in it when you feel like that, the individual probably should lose money or should be like putting themselves at risk. It seems like they've actually been making money. So that's why I feel like that this is kind of like a cult effect, because if you look at Doge doesn't do anything. Yet the group of people who are in Doge and a group of people who follow Doge are almost like forcing people to find uses for it. Like the Dallas Mavericks accepted now, I heard Mark Cuban on Ellen saying that she should start accepting it for her merchandise and her apparel and stuff. Like some other like different companies are starting to accept it, and it's like I just don't know. So that's why I believe like Dogecoin and other coins that really don't do anything, they kind of follow a cult effect. What do you think? Kenny, are you there?
So
You're freezing up.
Like kind of what he said, but I guess I kind of have a different view. Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out a little bit, and the video's freezing up. I can. If anyone has any questions, be sure to ask any questions that you may have. Yeah, I can hear you.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah, you're cutting in and out.
Hold on, let me try to change my audio real quick.
Okay, so while he's fixing his audio, yeah, and it's not just Dogecoin. It's a lot of other coins, and I feel like the effect of that is people will say, "Hey, get into this coin," and you can ask why, and they can't really tell you why. They can just say, "Well, just remember that Bitcoin was at this price before." I can hear you.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Okay, all right. So I kind of like what you said. Like people have asked me what do I think of Dogecoin because they know I've been in the crypto space for a minute, and so I never really say it's a bad idea because most of the time when people are asking should they get in it, they're just trying to make some money. And so from that standpoint, I always say you. I don't know what the price is going to do. I don't think that it has fundamentals, just like you said. But I give some specific reasons. One is that Dogecoin, it doesn't have a cap supply. There's 14 million coins created every day. So from that point alone, it kind of it puts pressure on the market cap. So unless you have the that additional amount of demand every day, the price is going to go down. But I always preference it and say it could continue to go up because all it's really just an equation of supply and demand. Right now, there's more demand than there is supply, or that they're opening up supply. So in the instance where Mark Cuban is pushing Dogecoin, you got to think Mark Cuban was in Dogecoin when it was less than 1 cent. He actually just came out and told, I think it was on Ellen where he told his entry price. And so from 1 cent to where he is now, what I believe that these guys are doing that's been in Doge for a while, they're probably pumping this up, and then once they bring people in to create that demand, they're selling it off and then getting in these real projects that actually have fundamentals. Like the whole idea around the 420, where people were thinking it was going to go up to $1. You had a ton. I had a ton of people. Well, a ton. I had a few people call me and ask me, "Do you think I should get in Doge? They're going to go to $1 on 420." And I kind of knew. I knew, but I had a feeling what was going to happen. At that moment where it created a huge amount of around 420, it brought a ton of people into space just because they were thinking, okay, it's going to go to $1. It did exactly what I was going to start at getting traced. And then what ended up happening was some of these projects with actual fundamentals started to grind. And that's what I think is actually happening. But again, I won't say that it's over. Make money. Me personally, I don't believe investing my money in coins that I don't see true fundamentals. Again, like you say, Mark Cuban, you have Elon Musk tweeting about it. If people start accepting it and the demand continues to be there, I mean, the prices will keep going. But right now, I don't really see it. It took, like, even with Bitcoin, a lot of people look at these transactions that they're talking about, but this is a blockchain. So you see all the transactions, all these transactions that they're talking about, they're coming from people actually trying to buy the money, but no real transaction as far as usage. So I don't see it. It could continue to go, but like I said, it's all supply and demand. I just still be careful.
You're cutting in and out again. Okay.
Had anything else on that?
Let me set this up real quick so that we can see the different screens. Yeah, I found it very interesting that Mark Cuban first did a video on how he felt like Ethereum was just like Ethereum was the biggest thing, was bigger than Bitcoin. Like he went into DeFi and NFTs and like how huge it's going to be. And he said he has a lot. I mean, he's said it that he has a lot invested in Ethereum. Even on top of that, Elon Musk put billions of dollars into Bitcoin. He did. Well, he said that Tesla did, but there's billions of dollars in Bitcoin from Elon Musk. But like he pumps, they both kind of pump those. So like you said, I kind of feel the same way, where I feel like they'll get the price up, and then once the price is at a good spot or whatever, they're able to get out and basically put it into something else that's that they know will, or that they feel will probably be a little bit more profitable. Which, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Kendrick,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Because honestly, the market is, like I said, market is driven off. Yeah, can you hear me? I think my audio is messing up.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah. You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Is it a delay, or can you not hear me?
It's more choppy.
So is it me that messes? Is it on your side?
I'm not sure. That's why I was trying to figure out, like on I'm speaking, but I really can't tell. Let me see. I hear you want to. Okay, yeah. Ricky says
I
that
think
your
it may be a
audio is
delay. Kilo. Huh? I'm not sure. Let me see if I can. Just.
Okay, and I'm actually going to take this time to set up for the next topic. And this is more of an educational piece, and hopefully it will help you. It'll help
Okay,
everyone understand.
Try.
Okay, so while Kenny is looking into his audio issue,
Is that better?
Yeah, it's better. Can you say something else?
It's better.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit better, but it's still kind of choppy a little bit. So I'll take this moment. To answer some questions. Huh?
I said TJ has a question.
Oh, okay. TJ, you said which are your top 3 coins and why? I guess I can go first.
Okay.
My top 3 coins in no particular order are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and my third coin is kind of up in the air. I'd say right now is Cardano, but that could easily change at any time. My why is one, Bitcoin is, Bitcoin is it's the first. Like nothing is going to outdo the first, even although there are other cryptocurrencies out there that does the same thing that Bitcoin does and probably does it better. They were never the first. And for that reason, since it was the first, is going to be the first one that you hear about, is going to be the one that gets institutional buying or big corporation buying. It's just the first. When it comes to Ethereum, I would say Ethereum is one of my top three because Ethereum was the first coin that I was introduced to. The first coin that I was really introduced to. Kendrick introduced me to Ethereum. It was probably like in 2006, 2007, somewhere around that time. So I know a little bit more about Ethereum than I do about Bitcoin because that was the first coin that I was really introduced to and that I kind of like kept up with. Cardano, I say Cardano mainly because of the hype. Just knowing that the CEO of Cardano used to be a co-founder of Ethereum, and I know how big Ethereum is. So if he can actually do the same thing with Cardano that I guess he helped do with Ethereum, then Cardano can be a pretty good platform. But I mean, from what I've been seeing lately, I like the narrative of it. I like what he's trying to do, but I don't think it'll be anything to where they actually will be as big as Ethereum. And those are my three coins and why.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. So my three coins, I'll give them to you in order. My first coin I would say is Ethereum. And Ethereum, I have a little bias. I've been in Ethereum for a while, so I've made some money on it. So that's one of the reasons. But honestly though, seriously, Ethereum has a ton of utility, and I kind of like saw the direction that Ethereum could go in because I had got into the space kind of early, and I saw some of these earlier applications. So where you think of Bitcoin, an example I like to give is, so you think of Bitcoin as a cell phone. Bitcoin would be your first cell phone, whereas Ethereum would be a smartphone. So with Ethereum, you can build tons of applications on top of the protocol. And and pretty much most industries where you have a service that's being provided and someone who needs to buy that service and it's done online, it could be done through Ethereum. So anything like basically Amazon, that could be done with on the blockchain with the application on Ethereum. Airbnb, Uber, like just to name a few of those types of examples. So that's a whole economy on top of a blockchain protocol. So the value that I believe that's going to flow into Ethereum is huge. So that's why me personally, that's why I like Ethereum. That's why it's my top coin. And then after that, I would say Bitcoin. And for similar reasons to Wendell gave, it was the first one around. And the narrative behind Bitcoin now is that it's being used as a store of value and a hedge against inflation. So I don't think you're going to see cryptocurrency is going to come around to supplant Bitcoin in its dominancy. So that's why I kind of like I believe in Bitcoin. It came first. And one thing to think about on these blockchain protocols is one of the things that gives them their value is the network effect and the security of the blockchain. By far, Bitcoin would be the most secure network that there is. And when you're talking about billions, well, actually trillions now, it surpassed the $1 trillion mark. When you're talking about trillions of dollars inside of a system, you want to be on a blockchain that's the most secure. And every 10 minutes, Bitcoin becomes more secure because that's every 10 minutes, another block is added to the blockchain on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is the most secure. I don't think it's going anywhere. It has the first market mover effect, the network effect. And right now you have tons of institutions that are starting to get into Bitcoin. And once they enter this the crypto space, a lot of times their first coin that they enter in the market in is Bitcoin. So that's why I like Bitcoin. And then third, this probably goes against a lot of the traditional crypto enthusiasts, but XRP. And I say XRP, it's kind of a dark horse in my opinion. I'm not sure where it'll actually go, but as far as the functionality and the usage of XRP, they're basically trying to solve one challenge that this industry will face. So we've already saw that China's creating their own central bank digital currency. The US is looking into creating their own central bank digital currency. So basically how it's going to go, most countries, well, I would say pretty much all countries that matter in the global market will eventually have a central bank digital currency. And so XRP is kind of its goal is to be the bridge asset between all of these other countries' currencies. And so when you talk about interoperability, that means that you want to be able to transact from one blockchain to another. And these countries aren't really working together. China's built their own digital currency. We're going to probably build our own just for security, for national security reasons. So there's not going to be a lot of collaboration. But with XRP, you can actually transact between these different central bank digital currencies. So that's why I kind of feel like XRP is the one that my number 3 coin. I think it will eventually have a lot of value.
Okay, so I hope that answered your question, TJ. And with that being said, again, anyone that has any questions, please feel free to post your questions, and we will answer them as they come. This is not just an educational live where we're just gonna talk about all these different topics. It's literally let's talk crypto. Let's have a general discussion. Post your questions. And we will try to answer them. And with that being said, if you look up in the top, I want to say right-hand corner, just make sure you pay attention to that, the little avatar, whatever. It does say that we're not financial advisors. Any information that you receive from us is not financial advice for any of this stuff. It's important to do your own research. And I say if you do decide to jump into this, the one thing that I can recommend is do not put in more than you are willing to lose. So with that being said, this is just for entertainment purposes, educational purposes, being that we're going to check out these different websites or whatever, but not financial advice at all, because what I do is not the same thing that anyone else does or should do, and that goes I'm assuming that goes the same for Ken. Because
yes, exactly. So it looks like another question came through. How do you feel about Litecoin?
You can have that one. I haven't really been paying attention to Litecoin.
So in my view, Litecoin is essentially they changed a few. They changed a few lines of code in the from the Bitcoin protocol. So when I look at a lot of these different coins, I mean, yeah, they're going to go up in price, but as far as long term utility, I don't see any differentiation between Litecoin and Bitcoin. I don't see as far as utility is concerned. So one of the things that they tout is that Litecoin, the transactions are faster. Okay, yeah, that's true, but you don't have the same number of transactions and transactional volume. So if Litecoin was to have the same transaction volume as a Bitcoin, I don't think that the transactions would be as fast. And I think I would say the only thing that they say about Litecoin, that how it's better than Bitcoin. I don't see any other difference. So for me, if I had to choose between the two, I would go with Bitcoin instead.
Okay, which actually leads to the next question by Walter. He said, if you're a beginner in cryptocurrency, what would you suggest would be a good first investment?
Me? You're asking me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So most of the time when people ask me, I tell people currently where we are in the market, I say Bitcoin and Ethereum. I usually say 66% Ethereum and 33% Bitcoin. I also ask, what are you trying to achieve? Though I usually tell people those two coins because they are they're the least risky in terms of possibly losing your money when you invest. I don't think those two are going anywhere. And I think as far as just an investment, they're going to be here for the duration of this market, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's why I tell people those two. So there's a ton of coins that you can get in that may yield outsized returns, but they also come with a greater amount of risk. So if somebody is willing to if they're okay with exposing themselves to that amount of risk, there are tons of other coins that you can look at. But those are the two that I recommend, just because I wouldn't want somebody to enter this space and lose all their money. Because I don't look at this as a get rich quick type of scheme. I really do think that we're moving. This is the direction that that most industries, especially the financial industry, is moving. We're moving towards the blockchain. They're literally building financial infrastructure on top of the blockchain. I mean, all of this stuff is public record. Like the Federal Reserve, look up the Fed now, or it's the Faster Payments, the Faster Payments Task Force. This is a blockchain that's being built right now. Nobody's talking about this stuff, but we're moving towards this direction, and people just not paying attention. So yeah, that's my little soapbox. But those are the two I would tell people to start off with. And I don't know how long this will last, but I have a YouTube channel. I had a YouTube video, so you can still, in my opinion, you can still even make money in Bitcoin. People look at the price. One thing, you don't have to buy an entire Bitcoin. You can buy fractions of a Bitcoin. You can buy $1 worth of Bitcoin. So, and if you pay attention to the market and the market flow, the market has these 1-year bull markets, which we're in right now, and then they're followed by, for the past 10 years, this is the way the cycle has been. Then it was followed by a maybe 2 to 3 year bear market, where the market will fall down from the highs, and it'll fall down for about a year. When it reaches the bottom, and people will start to accumulate, and then the price recovers slowly over the next year or so. And then once it reaches the previous all-time high, it continues to shoot a lot higher. So if you know that, you can kind of, I don't want to say time the market, but you can kind of play the market to where you play that uptrend and then get out and then get back in when it's on a downtrend. Not saying you're going to get the exact bottom, or I don't, or getting the exact top of the market, but you can still do pretty well just investing in Bitcoin, in my opinion.
Okay, so I hope y'all got that, because he pretty much gave you the blueprint or snippets of the blueprint on how to still be wealthy or end up being wealthy within this market. Now, if you want a little bit more detail, then definitely visit his YouTube page and watch his video. There's a couple of them. One of them is Can Crypto Still Make You Rich? Can Bitcoin Still Make You Rich? And the other one, I believe, is What is Bitcoin and how it can make, is it how it can make you a millionaire?
Something like that. Something. Everybody want to be a millionaire.
Right.
You can do it too.
So let's see if there are any other questions. And Walter, I'd say, as for me, I'd say my first investment recommendation. Let me go back to the question. Yeah, I usually I just tell people Bitcoin. Now, I like Ethereum. If you ask me, I like Ethereum more than I like Bitcoin. But when people ask me about investments or whatever, and I'm kind of leery about that, the giving financial advice type thing, I'll tell them just get a little Bitcoin. And that's because I feel like they're going to buy some Bitcoin and they'll see the price go up in Bitcoin. And once they see the price go up, I feel like it's going to kind of motivate them to actually want to start doing research on it now. Now, once they start doing their own research, the more and more they look at Bitcoin stuff, they're going to start hearing about Ethereum, which is going to cause them to be curious about Ethereum and look into that as well. But I think that is very, very important, that not just like get an idea of what you should invest in, but learn about what it is that you're investing in. Because if you have, I feel like you have to believe in a project. You have to understand and believe in what you're investing in, because that way, if you buy at a top and it drops, because Bitcoin does that, and crypto does that, and it drops like 30 or 40%, you won't like panic and have a fit or whatever and go crazy feeling like you're about to lose all your money, because you know enough about the project that it does have potential. It is going to recover, and you'll be good in the long run. This question was, do you think the prevalence of...
My bad, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you. I was just saying, yeah, the crypto market, it definitely has, it's very volatile right now just because it's new. So the market, it has these huge price swings. It can have a 20 to 30% correction. We've had, I want to say like 3 so far in this bull run, and each time it moves higher. So yeah, don't panic. The price it's new, so it's like I think I said this the last time, for those higher prices to be supported, it has to pull back and create a new base, and then as it continues to create a base around a different price level, then it'll move higher. So yeah, the swings, the 30% corrections are just the cost of the 1,000% gains, is what I tell people.
That's nice. Okay, so Ricky wants to know, do you think the prevalence of COVID-19 or the fallout the pandemic has influenced us why.
You broke up on that last piece. Say that again. I don't see the question.
Ricky Nicholson said, do you think the prevalence of COVID-19 or the fallout of the pandemic has influenced the shift from cash to a non-contact tender?
I would definitely say so. Yeah, during the pandemic, I think it definitely kind of accelerated the move to a cashless society. I mean, we saw evidence of it in grocery stores and supermarkets. That actually at one point had stopped accepting change. I know the Treasury had stopped producing coins at one point, or stopped producing physical paper money at one point. So yeah, I definitely think COVID did have an effect on moving towards cashless society. And they'll probably, I mean, it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but I think that it does. They'll probably use this as a reason to move towards like digital currencies, as one of the reasons. I would definitely. Was I breaking up? You hit? You good,
Can you
man?
hear me?
Yeah, you good. Go
I
ahead.
am. Just playing around with this thing, and let me see. I guess I'm trying to get to. I was trying to get to the next question. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I feel like anything that I say will basically be a repeat of what you just said. And let me pull this up on my phone. Yeah, I agree with you on that. So that I can see the comments. Okay. So if there aren't any other questions, I'm going to go to the next topic, which is price action. Now, the reason why I felt like that we needed to discuss price action is because, once again, it's the Doge effect, and that's what a lot of people are talking about. And I've heard people say that compare Doge to Bitcoin. It says, "Oh yeah, Doge is 30 cents right now. Look at where Bitcoin is." And like with that correlation, it actually makes people take their money, take their hard-earned money. Sometimes people even take more money than they should, and they will dump it into Doge, thinking that Dogecoin will, or even some of the smaller altcoins. I'm not just picking on Doge. Some of the smaller altcoins as well, like the low price coins that are a penny, a dime, and things like that, think that they will get Bitcoin type numbers just because they're looking at the numbers and they really don't understand market capitalization and price action.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I've seen some posts or people posting videos with comments like, I think it was the one SafeMoon. Like, what's the price on SafeMoon? I think it was like 0.000001 or something like that.
It's like 5 zeros.
Yeah, it's like all this. They said all this has to do is get to 1 cent. I mean, and from 0.0001, whatever the number is, to get to 1 cent, that's not a small task. I mean, that's a huge. That's like 20, maybe. I don't know the exact number, but it's like 10,000 something percent increase.
Let's check out SafeMoon since you mentioned it.
And one of the things people have to look at is the circulating supply. So Bitcoin, yeah, it was from at one point it was 1 cent, but there's only 21 million Bitcoin in existence, and there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin in existence. So when you talk about market cap, another thing that you have to think about when people talk about market cap, they look at a coin and they may just look at the market capitalization. All the market cap is the last price an asset traded at times the total number of assets. So basically times the total circulating supply. So one of the things, this space is still not regulated. So anybody with a coding back, they have I don't even have a like coding background per se, but they have these applications to where you can create your own coin and you can go put them on some of these decentralized exchanges. So anybody can create a coin. If you have great marketing, you hype this coin up that you just created. And for instance, you could go on an exchange, you already have your money, you could pay whatever price you wanted to for the coin that you just created, and it would create a fake market capitalization. So if you have, say, 1 million coins and you go on and purchase one of those coins for $100 from yourself because you created them, it immediately gives that project a $100 million market cap. So that's one of the things people need to think about. Like a lot of these meme coins, or some of the, well, I'll say the newer meme coins that people are just creating that haven't been out, like this Safe Moon that someone just created. These are really just Ponzi schemes. They basically rely on people getting in those, buying those coins from the people who had them previously with no fundamentals.
All right, so numbers wise, in doing the numbers, let me show you what Ken is saying. So this is the market cap for Bitcoin, and that's what, 1 trillion.
1 trillion.
So Bitcoin's market cap is 1 trillion. Now Bitcoin's circulating supply is 1869 225. So that is how you get your market cap. I mean, your price per coin. You take the market cap, which is the amount of money into the project, and you take the circulating supply, and you divide it, and you get your price. So with that being said, and knowing just that formula in itself, when someone tells you that a coin can go to a particular price, you can actually do the reverse and find out what the market cap has to be in order for that coin to go to that price. Now, in doing the reverse, I know that anything is possible, but in doing the reverse, if you're in a small coin that's like 5, 10 cent, 30 cent, $1, whatever, and it's going to take like $1 trillion, 2, 3, 4, $5 trillion to get it up to the price that people are saying. Just taking the consideration that Bitcoin is $1 trillion. Bitcoin is $1 trillion. So unless all of the money is going to flow out of Bitcoin and flow from all other places and go into that particular coin that somebody is telling you about to push it up to that point, then it's more than likely not going. I don't think that it will go to that price. So if you,
I'll say this, another thing to look at aside from that is also the volume. Look at how much volume that the coin has. So basically that's the actual dollar amount that's traded for Bitcoin on a 24-hour basis. at the current 24 hours, it's been $43 billion traded within Bitcoin. That's actual money.
Right. Like Ken mentioned a second ago, like you can fake the market cap by just buying your own coin. But you can also, like in looking at the circulating supply and looking at the market cap, you can also, if you go and look at the volume and see that only one coin was bought for $100, then you know to stay away from that or whatever, because it's not ready yet. Not gonna say it's a scam because I really don't know the project. It could be very, very new. It's just not ready yet. And unless you're ready to put some money in something and just sit around with your fingers crossed, you may want to get into better projects. And let me see. I'll go down to Ethereum as well to give you an idea or an example. So you see Ethereum has a $338 billion market cap. Here's the circulating supply. And if you look at the volume, $28 billion in volume over the last 24 hours. These are the things you have to pay attention to when you get into these projects. And yeah, like he said, like have a plan. Figure out what it is that you want to do. Because if you're just getting into something to double your money, then you can look at the market cap and be like, okay, I want to double my Ethereum. In order to double my Ethereum, the market cap is going to have to be 676 billion. Now, if you're trying to 10x your money on Ethereum, then you got to understand that Ethereum would have to be 3 trillion. If somebody tell you can 100x your money in Ethereum, then Ethereum would have to be what, 30 trillion?
Yep.
So in that, like, understand those things and understand these are dollars. This is money or whatever. And it would have to be tons of money to flow into this stuff. So if you're one of the people that feels like, oh, I can put like $10 in the Bitcoin and it's going to turn me into a millionaire. I could put $25 in the Ethereum. It's going to turn me into a millionaire. If I just let it sit in there, I don't know. I don't know how possible that is. It could be. Just doesn't seem likely. It seems like it'll take a little bit more work. You'll have to work with that $25 or whatever.
Yeah, not just sitting there. And I mean, even that's at this point, that's not really realistic. You have to think about how much money would need to flow into it to turn $25 into $1 million. Maybe 2,500. That's possible to maybe turn into $1 million.
Yeah.
But you would still have to do some trading. You wouldn't be able to just sit it there and let it just sit it and forget it and it'll turn into $1 million. I don't think.
I mean, unless it's something that they plan on checking back on in like 30 years, 50 years.
Even then, unless they just say F it and just print money, just keep print. Keep the printing presses running full 24/7.
Okay. So yeah, justify the price. Anything that you decide to get into, justify the price. Figure out the reason why you want to get into it. Once you figure out the reason why you want to get into it, figure out how much you want to make in it. Once you figure out how much you want to make in it, then do the numbers or whatever to figure out how much more money has to go into that project in order for it to hit that price target. And that should help you get a somewhat realistic idea on whether or not that can actually happen. Because the numbers don't lie. Like, people will tell you anything. Like, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So you always go by the numbers.
Well, I mean, given the example, numbers can lie too. Yes.
Numbers can't. Well, But if you look at the volume,
Nah, I just fuck with you.
but yeah, I mean, just take the tips. Take the tips that we've offered. Take the tips that Ken showed you. Definitely pay attention to the volume, regardless of what the market cap is and circulated supply. Volume is very important because none of that stuff matters if nobody's buying.
Right.
Let me see. So, and again, I'll say it again. Anyone's watching, if you have any questions, please feel free. Drop your questions or your comments or whatever, and we will respond to them as soon as they come in. So the next topic is store of value versus utility. You want to handle this one?
Oh yeah, I'll talk about that. So when we talk about a store of value, essentially it's like what I just mentioned. A store of value is something that you would use to hedge against inflation. So you want to use a store of value to protect your wealth. So historically, the store of value, the go-to asset for store of value has been gold or other precious metals, but mainly gold has been used as a store of value. So you can look at price charts and see how the U.S. dollar has fared against gold. Well, I'm sorry, see how gold has fared against the U.S. dollar. And so basically, as the dollar continues to lose its value over time, gold kind of maintains its price or moves a little bit above. It stays a little bit ahead of inflation over the years. And so that's why they call it a store of value. And so the narrative around Bitcoin for the past year or so is just that. They're looking at Bitcoin as the digital gold and looking at it as a store of value, as opposed to when it initially was released. They were thinking, well, people were looking at it as a possible payments network. But as time went on, like right now, I mean, they're still making upgrades to the Bitcoin protocol. But right now, the transaction fees are too high. The network can become congested at times when a lot of people are using it. And so it doesn't make it an ideal choice for actual like micropayments, like using it to go to the convenience store to make a payment, because you end up paying more in transaction fees than you did for what you're actually trying to purchase. But as in terms of a store of value, when you're talking about you have a few $1 million, say you have $1 million and you want to move $1 million around. So the price that the cost to move 1 million is the same as it costs to move $10. So at those larger numbers, it's definitely an effective choice for transactions when you're talking about a larger amount of money, and the security that it has to transact that type of money. So in terms of store value, yeah, that's what we look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the store value asset in the crypto space. And when we're talking about utility, it's just like I had mentioned with Ethereum. I believe Ethereum probably has the most utility of any one of the cryptos that are out right now. There are ton of projects or coins that claim to be the next Ethereum or the Ethereum killer, but none of them actually have viable running applications. Ethereum has applications that are being run on top of it to the tune of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars right now currently. And it's not Ethereum hasn't reached its optimal point as far as like utilization and efficiency. It does have some of those network congestion issues and transaction fee costs. But when some of these projects compare themselves to Ethereum and talk about the gas fees, transaction fees, none of them are doing the type of transactional volume that Ethereum is doing. So I wouldn't look at any other project and compare it to Ethereum. Ethereum is the top dog when it comes to utilization. And like I was mentioning, as far as like what I mean by utilization, applications can be run on top of Ethereum. One of the earliest protocols that I was just playing around with was a casino. It was on the blockchain on top of the Ethereum blockchain. You put your cryptocurrency, actually connected to the MetaMask browser wallet, and you could play. I was playing craps on there, and every time it rolled, it actually recorded the roll, so it was verifiable on the blockchain. And then if I lost, it took my money, and if I won, it paid me at instantly. It was in my wallet. And so that's kind of the beauty of blockchain. All of this stuff is verifiable, and it's fair, and you can trust it. It's a means of trusting individuals that are transacting with each other without actually needing to know that person and actually trust them. You're basically putting your trust in the Ethereum protocol. That's just one. Like right now, the biggest use case for Ethereum currently is DeFi, where basically anything you can think of in the financial service industry, there's an application that's built on top of Ethereum that you can that basically you can do the same thing in a traditional bank on top of a blockchain. So that creates tons of efficiency, and it cuts down on like errors in the system. It cuts down on fraud and manipulation. So, and the number one thing is cost. It makes it a lot more efficient, and it cuts out a ton of the friction that's in our traditional financial system. So it's almost like a no-brainer. Why would you not move from a traditional financial system to Ethereum? Like right now, I'll give you an example. I just ended up, my daughter, she just started driving, so I purchased her a car. So instead of dropping $25,000 on a car, what I did, I financed the car, and then I took $25,000, and I put it in a DeFi project. And basically right now I'm collecting right around 6% interest. So I'm going to use the interest that I'm collecting on the money that I put in to make the car payments. And at the end of the whole deal, I'll still have the money that I put in, and the car will be paid off with the Ethereum. Well, not the Ethereum, but the DeFi project that I'm in. So this is where we're moving towards. And this is real live utility.
So yeah, for y'all who didn't catch on to that, if you didn't catch on to that, got a car for his daughter, but instead of giving the dealership the cost of the car, he put it into a DeFi project. That project has a yield of APY of 6%.
Well, it's variable right now. It's variable, but so basically it's based off of supply and demand. When the crypto market is doing good, there's people are buying crypto. When the market is on a downtrend, a lot of times people convert their crypto to these stable coins. So when the market is going up, you have a higher interest, and when the market is going down, when people are converting to these stable coins, then you have a lower interest, a lower return. But right now it's averaging about 6%.
But either way,
compounding.
I
said, and it's compounding, 6% compounding interest.
6% compounding interest. So basically, he just schooled you on how to get a free car. Or not get a free car, but basically get get
Basically,
someone else to pay
yeah.
for
It's
the.
essentially like how people it's basically how people invest in houses. So you go buy a house and you use the rent that somebody's paying you to actually pay for your mortgage. So it's the same concept.
Okay. So yeah, that seems like that is going to be very interesting. So we'll anybody who's interested in knowing more about that, definitely leave a comment, and maybe we can discuss DeFi and just like the options of DeFi and the next live or whatever, and maybe you can come up with a game plan that can definitely help you. Now we kind of went out of order. So since we went out of order, I'm just gonna put this right here. And topic, sorry. The next topic was, is it too late? Did I miss out? So honestly, to save you some time, YouTube, Crypto Kenny, video is called, Can Bitcoin Still Make You Rich? This video will answer that question of whether or not it's too late.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I say the last topic is trading or investing, and when should I get in? I guess I can give you my opinion, and of course, Ken will give you his opinion. I say just based on the information or what I've gotten from him probably over the last year or so is if you're investing in this, if this is like a long-term strategy for you, then the price don't matter. Now, I ain't gonna say the price doesn't matter, but don't get too. The price don't matter.
That's what I say. I mean, because if a long-term prospect, when I say long-term, I'm talking about maybe 10 years,
right?
At least 10 years. Yeah. If it moves in the direction that I feel like it is going, and that it looks like that it's been going, the price that you get in right now, it really doesn't matter. But again, we know that in the past, I don't know if it'll continue to happen, but we know that the market is cyclic and that it has these bull markets followed by the downturn. So if you could potentially do a lot better if you enter, like right now, I would think we're in the middle of the bull market, but I don't know. It could be towards the end. I don't know where are we at, but at any rate, you can wait for that downturn. We know that the price has moved up substantially from where it was the past year to date, I'll say. So you could wait, but I still feel like there's room for it to move higher. But like again, over the long term, I don't really think it matters. Like right now, the prices for Bitcoin, I'm speaking of Bitcoin, and I when I talk about price appreciation, a lot of times I talk about it in terms of Bitcoin because most of the time the market, it definitely follows Bitcoin, especially on the major uptrends and downtrends. At some point, the market does. Well, at some point, a lot of the coins they decouple from Bitcoin on the uptrend, but eventually they start to couple back. They come back together at some point towards the end of the bull run. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say it matters, right? Like I was about to say, the current price of Bitcoin is $57,000. The projection for the next bull run is that the market would get up to close to $1 million. So 57,000 to $1 million, and it's not gonna make a huge difference if you turn 57 into $1 million or if you turn 40 to $1 million.
Yeah, you're still looking at roughly a what was it, 20x, 20, 21, 22x. Yeah.
Where it is now.
Yeah. But you definitely don't want to do, I can tell you, just based on experience. You don't want to do what I did. So, of course, we all know that at one point Bitcoin was under 20,000 earlier this year. And I was trying to figure out a good time to get in. But again, it was like, okay, this is going to be a long-term investment for me. So I asked the question, Ken, when should I get in? And he was like, get in now. And I was kind of hesitant because I was hearing a lot of news saying, hey, well, Bitcoin is going to drop. Bitcoin is going to drop to 16, maybe 15. So I kind of got greedy with it, and I was holding out until 16 or whatever, because I feel like the extra $4,000. Hey, I can make an extra $4,000, so I'm gonna hold out. And Bitcoin actually, while I was asleep, this is another thing. This is 24/7. This is not like the stock market where it stops at 3 o'clock. This is 24/7. So while I was asleep, Bitcoin broke 20,000. And when I woke up that next morning, Bitcoin was, I believe, at like 23 or 24. So not only did I get the 4,000 that I was waiting on, I missed out on an additional 4,000 by not just getting in like right then and there. Knowing that this investment that I was about to make, I was going to hold it long term for some years or whatever. So if you're investing in it and you're looking, like I said, if you're looking at your long term play, then yeah, the price doesn't matter. If you're trying to trade it, if you're literally trying to trade it, then that really shouldn't be a question that you should ask anybody, because you should already know how to trade. You should already know TA and supports and resistances and all of that, to the point where you don't even have to ask the question, should you trade it, in my opinion. And if you don't know any of those things, don't try to trade it, because you'll end up just losing. You end up losing money or losing out on opportunity, thinking that you know what you're doing. So Victor Sports asks, do you know Force DAO, DAO?
What is it?
Victor Sports asks, do you know Force DAO? Let me pull it up.
So a DAO is just like a it's like an organization on the blockchain. So it's decentralized and it doesn't have any central authority. Like, but I haven't heard of that particular one. But what a DAO is essentially just a company on the blockchain that doesn't have like it's governed by the participants. But that one, that one in particular, I haven't heard of.
Okay, so in looking at it, it went up 400. Looks like it went up 402% today. Now, the one thing that instantly has me kind of leery about it is the market cap is not listed. The circulating supply is not listed.
Look at the market. Look at what markets it's trading on. Right there by overview, click on market.
Overview market. Let me see. My PC is active.
It'll tell you what exchanges that it can be it's trading on. Yeah, so I mean, it's a decentralized it's a decentralized coin. It's only on 3 exchanges, and they're decentralized exchanges. It's on SushiSwap and OX Protocol. But me personally, I've never heard of it. It looks like 42% of the volume is on SushiSwap. You can look at the 24-hour volume, $429,000. That's not a lot of money. So anybody can push a coin up 400% if it's not a lot of volume. But again, I don't know. I don't particularly know what Force DAO is. I'd have to do you can click on the forcedao.com up in the top left to see what it is.
Yeah. For anybody who's curious, CoinMarketCap.com and even CoinGecko,
Yeah.
are websites that you can go to, and two websites that you can go to definitely check these out. So I don't know if you can see it in the comments, Ken, but
I
he's
can't see
saying
the
that
comment.
he said I made from $200 $50K, but I can't selling crypto. Can you help me? The problem is
He
I
can't
can't
sell it.
It
He
looks
said he
good.
can't sell it.
Can't sell it.
That's
So
kind
so
of how I
probably
know.
no, it's probably no buyers. Like it's done when it's gone up that high, but there's no buyers. So
Yeah, and that's why it's important to look at the volume. Like that was like kind of like the earlier example. You can these markets are not regulated, so like this is seriously like anybody can go and create, especially on a decentralized exchange. Anybody can create a coin and put it on a decentralized exchange. And you just have to, if you don't know anything about the project, the people who are backing the project, it's just a risky investment. I mean, it's a risky scenario. I mean, yeah, you basically look like you made a lot of money on paper, but there's nobody to trade it to.
right.
So
So
it's similar to how penny stocks work in that regard. So a lot like money does a lot. Well, he used to be on the penny stock hard and heavy. So yeah, give him a heads up on the
yeah, it's basically pump. It's basically a pump and dump. It's you
just
know,
a disclaimer. I'm not saying that this is. I mean, it looks like it just from first glance, but I don't know about this project, so I'm just speaking in general terms. Or well,
oh,
maybe
I was speaking about penny stocks. I wasn't
yeah.
talking about this one. I know nothing about this one.
All right, go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the exact same with penny stocks. You'll get someone who finds a position or a project. If it's not a project that they created, sometimes it's a project that they created, sometimes it's a project that they found, and they'll do what's called front loading. And front loading is they'll buy the tokens, or they'll buy the shares for like very, very cheap because they're cheap at the time. And then once they buy the shares for cheap, now they're going to start marketing. Now they're going to start promoting it. They're going to start telling people about it. You may see some YouTube videos about it. You're going to see a lot of stuff that gets the attention of other people. So now that they've bought all of these shares at this cheap price, now people are coming in buying. And when people come in buying, that's their opportunity to sell. So like if you look at the chart right here, if you follow these lines are like the low price, the low point of this particular force dial. And you see there's a couple of spikes here and there, and it could have been like buying, just a little buying here and there, just loading it up because it was cheap. But something happened right here that caused a lot of volume to come in, that caused it to go up to, at this point, it was 93 cents. But you had some people who were buying it at a penny, loading up at a penny. And that's really it. Now that they've gotten out, now the people who have it, they have to wait on the next group of people to come in and purchase it from them.
If they do.
If they do. If they don't, then you're basically sitting on forced dial for good. Jason says that he likens crypto to the dot-com bubble back in 1999, early 2000. There were loads of companies that rose, that vast majority of which fell, but the survivors like eBay, YouTube, and Amazon won monumentally. But there was loads of money made even with the failures if you got in and out at the right time.
Yep. I mean, I kind of agree with that. That's kind of an accurate assessment, I would say. But with the whole, I mean, I've heard people say, I would reference that analogy to the entirety of the crypto space. I've heard people say that same thing about Bitcoin though, which I disagree with that analogy in terms of just Bitcoin. But as far as crypto in general, yeah, it's like a lot of these small coins or small cap projects, yeah, the people are making money. But for the longevity, I don't. Yeah, I would agree. I don't think they'll be the ones that'll actually survive. That's why me personally, when people do ask me, I tell them the projects that I actually feel have staying power, and that's Bitcoin and Ethereum. There definitely may be others, but those are the ones that I feel the most confident about.
Okay. Yeah, and in my research, um, and this was kind of funny. I was looking around, but I guess one person told me that it's about buzzwords. So in 2017, it was just all about the ICO. So
Yep.
any position at ICO or whatever, people were jumping into. Now this bull run, it's about DeFi. It's about
DeFi.
NFTs or whatever. So I actually ran across this and I thought it was funny. But it's basically almost a clone of Doge or whatever, but they added DeFi to it to make it seem like it was Doge but better, and it's hilarious. I don't know. I grabbed a few, but I just spent probably like $50 on it just playing around. But like stuff like this, it's like people are finding stuff that's doing well, and then they're kind of cloning it and kind of biting off the name and adding their little piece to it to pull or attract people into it, knowing that it's probably not going to last. Probably, I'm not sure, but it's probably not going to last through this cycle. But it is that opportunity to make some quick money. So yeah, I got to be very careful about that.
Yeah, that's why, especially when you plan to when you're on these small projects that have just come out, they come out of nowhere, and then you hear a lot of people talking about them. A lot of the crypto market, it moves off of sentiment, and it moves off of like just social, the social networks, people talking about it on these different social networks, social media platforms. So it's easy to pump a lot of hype into one of these coins, and people start talking about it, and before you know it, the people who created it, they've made a couple of $1 million, if not more. And then the people who got in it towards the end, they're left holding the bag.
Yeah.
So to me, I mean, it can be kind of fun. Me personally, I don't do it, but I can see how it could be a little fun. You throw $50 at a project, and then it turn into 1,000. Yeah, I look at it as like gambling.
Yeah,
especially when these like little coins like that. So don't. I personally wouldn't take them serious, but yeah, I mean, you just get in and get lucky at some point, and then make some money. I mean, they actually have certain sites that actually try to find those coins that people are talking about a lot on social media. And it's crazy because you can see how the social media correlation between the amount of hype or amount of people talking about it and how it correlates to the actual price. So there's this one they use, it's called Trade on the Chain. And they have this basically a website. They basically data mine from all these social media networks, and find like the coins that people are talking about the most. I actually have an account with it. It costs money. So I don't think that one will let you. That one will let you actually log on without having an account, without signing up for an account.
Oh yeah, I was just visiting. Yeah. There you go.
So I mean, yeah, you can use that and actually make money. I've seen these coins on here that people are talking about, and then the next week it shoots up 1,000%, and you had a week's worth of heads up to get in. I just haven't been. I use it for sentiment on Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of the real, because I mean some of the real projects are on there too. So you can look and try to see when the market may pull back. And they also have they have a lot of these sites out now. Like there's another one called Glassnode where they do on-chain analysis. So where they give you a lot of these um, like blockchain indicators to try to time. So that'll help you to time the market. Yeah.
So
See, time crypto market. But I mean, that's why I say it has a lot. Like the markets, these crypto markets are moved heavily based off of just social media. Until you get into one of these projects that actually have real fundamentals, and then you have real money in them. So it's I'm gonna say a little hard. It's a lot harder to actually move those projects with just social media hype.
Yeah. Do you feel like projects like, let me see. I mean, it has to be more than Dogecoin. I know I feel like SafeMoon is probably hype. Probably social media.
Yeah, SafeMoon, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That literally is a fucking, I mean, excuse my friend. That's a Ponzi scheme, bro. I mean, go look at it. They know it is what it is. I mean, like it's almost like, you know how the multi-level marketing. You get in, you tell your boys to get, you tell other people to get in, and it counts on people continuing to come into space. I mean, when I initially got into space, it was looking, a lot of these projects were looking good. I got on a couple of them myself. So I mean, I'm not immune to it, but I just try to warn people now because I made those mistakes. There was this one popular one, the last bull run, called BitConnect. And it was like promising like it was crazy. It was like the returns were like 100% a month or something crazy. And I mean, what you do, I put my money in, and of course I couldn't get it out, and they paid me out over time. So I don't remember if I actually ended up getting all my money back, but I got enough of my money back to where I didn't even trip about it. But eventually, it actually ended up closing down. I think they got investigated. But the thing is, it had got so popular, it was like in the top 10 on CoinMarketCap. And it was a straight up scam. They got shut down, like it got investigated and everything.
Yeah,
and I was in it, man. I was like, I mean, it was paying me out in the beginning, and then them payments started to get slower and slower, and smaller and smaller. I was like, and then eventually that shit just stopped. It's like, oh well.
Now, although that experience happened last year, one thing I can say is do be careful, because there are some going on this bull market or whatever. And I've seen a lot of them. I got a lot of Telegram messages or whatever that's talking about sending them money in there. They'll mine it or whatever, my coins and or whatever, and they'll send me money back. And it's just like, if you're already mining, why do you need my money? And it's a few of them. So if someone comes to you with some kind of like crypto program or telling you if you give them $1,000, they'll give you like $5,000 back.
Run.
I say definitely, I run.
Don't even consider it, bro. That is like, man. I've gotten that by a few people. Like I listen. Nod my head. Okay, that shit. All that is a scam. Like, why would another one that I've heard was where they have these trading bots. It's what they claim. They have trading bots, and you give them some money. I don't know how it exactly works. I don't know if you're paying for the software, but it's supposed to produce some crazy returns. But I mean, you can do this. You can do it. Just go buy the spot asset. Just go buy Bitcoin or Ethereum, or just go buy that. Like, you don't need nobody else in this space. That's the beauty of blockchain and cryptocurrency. It basically opens the door. You're basically, we basically on the ground level. We're basically venture capitalists. We're angel investors in these projects. So before, like if you think of like a lot of these publicly traded companies, so the SEC, they claim that they're regulating the market and protecting the everyday investor. But if it was like a company like Uber, when it was before Uber went public, me and you, if we weren't accredited investors, meaning if we weren't millionaires, basically, we couldn't invest in something like Uber. Like they basically saying that they protecting us. But what's that? In my opinion, what that's done is basically just continue to increase that wealth gap. So a lot of like they basically is telling us we're not smart enough to basically figure out what well, I mean, I don't want to say it, but basically they telling us we're not smart enough to figure out to determine whether this is something that's good or a worthy investment to make. They claim they're protecting us, but yeah. But that's what I just say that to say that's basically where we are with crypto. We basically are early investors. We're the venture capitalists, the angel investors of these protocols. And they make tons of money. Like most of these hedge funds or venture capitalists, they not getting in these startup companies to make double their money. They trying to 10x or 100x. Think of I think like basically Nas. I think he invested in Coinbase. I want to say it was like maybe 100,000 or 300,000, but he cleared $100 million from that investment.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I just say that to say that's where we are with crypto. You can essentially, you're getting in on a ground level and make life-changing money. I did.
Yeah. Yeah, the opportunity is definitely there. And for what I know, and just based on what Ken's told me, just for what he knows, like this is, I mean, we want other people to know, like we want to share, we want to like kind of give you a heads up on what a lot of other people know, so that you can position yourself to kind of be ready to go through the steps and change in your life, if that's something that you really want to do, or if you're just trying to get a general understanding of what this is, so that you won't look crazy when a discussion happens in your little group or whatever. Like that's what we're trying to do, just kind of share the information based on knowledge and experiences.
Yeah, that was my main reason. Like I post about crypto a lot for the past few years, and some people have hit me up here and there. And I don't know if people think that. I mean, I'm not the type of person. I don't try to run scams on people. I have no interest in trying to take somebody's money. I literally was just trying to inform people, letting them know, hey, this is the real deal. This is where we're moving towards. You should do your own research, look at this space, because it's going to basically change how we transact and do business across the globe. And it's a huge opportunity as far as an investment opportunity. And like you said, just to know where we're moving towards, like just to know how we're going to, it's basically a glimpse into how things are going to be in the future, in my opinion.
Yeah. I saw this one. I don't think it was I guess I was watching something, and the guy was like asking the one dude, when are you going to sell your Bitcoin? And he was like, what? Sell my Bitcoin? He's like, yeah, when are you gonna sell your Bitcoin and get out? And he told the guy, you must not realize what's happening. Like this is a shift. Like you asking me when I'm gonna sell my Bitcoin is almost like me asking you when are you gonna sell your dollars. At some point, it's going to be Bitcoin. So it's not going to be anything to sell. It's just going to be something that you will be transacting with, like moving forward. And I thought that was pretty cool, just to think of it that way.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I just looked up at the time, and we've been on for 1 hour and 35 minutes. I don't know if this was supposed to be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour, but yeah, I know it's Saturday, and I'm assuming that people probably done started getting ready for their Saturday evening since it's about getting close to being 4 o'clock. So do you have any closing remarks?
No, I mean, I just tell people, just look into this space. It's changing the world. I mean, that's a pretty big statement to say, but it really is. It's changing. This is where we're moving towards, and yeah, just look into it. You check out my YouTube channel. My link is in the comments somewhere. But yeah, that's all I
find it. Dang, I can't find it. Can you post it in the comments again?
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, just go to YouTube and actually, if you get here later, you can find the link. Go to YouTube and do a search for Crypto Kenny. That's CRYPTO space KENNY. There's gonna be 2 other dudes, but by looking at Ken, you'll know that those other dudes aren't him. You'll know him when you see him or whatever. Pretty much click on that avatar or whatever, and it'll take you to the to the videos. The other thing that I would say is if you're watching this or if you check this out later, if there's anything that you want us to discuss or you want to see a video on or something like that, please leave a comment. Yeah, please leave a comment in the comment section or whatever, and it'll definitely be something that we can discuss and we can put together in the next live that we do, or if it's something more in depth, maybe Ken can do a video on it so that you can check it out and get a better understanding of what it is that you're trying to know about that particular topic. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. I hope that the information that we provided was helpful. I hope that it was educational. I hope you learned a lot from it, and I hope that it either helped you take your step towards learning and growing in crypto, or it helped you advance, or even help you figure out your direction in learning and growing in crypto. And maybe if you do have some kind of positive outcome from this, you can definitely come back and share it or whatever, so that we'll know that that the information that we provided was helpful to you.
Yep.
That's all I really have.
All right, that was cool. Until next time.
All right, peace.
All right.